Hi, guys. Welcome. We are talking about the gift of life. Let's get ourselves connected here. Hi, guys. We are live today. We are talking about the gift of life. If you are new here, my name is Henrik, and I'm a spiritual master from living in Chicago. I'm from Norway, so um, yeah, I've been teaching the ease of life about the last about 20 years, a little bit more. And it kind of had me on a journey as I realized that there is a journey, that there is a path of life that I discovered. I discovered this feminine space, the place of being within ourselves, that we can come to open up this path within the body, that we can kind of enter into our body, and in the need to enter, or in the focus of entering into our body, that place and that way to do it has to be effortless. So it is not like a rushed matter. It's not like when people just suddenly just have this eureka awakening, I am nothing and I am God, or all these things. This is a gradual process of awakening that kind of happens almost in spite of you. So more than needing to kind of struggle to awaken, we are allowing life to awaken you gradually. All you have to do is you have to dare to allow it. You have to dare to play with it. You have to dare to enjoy it. And something needs to feel called to it. So there's like aspects to this journey. So if you're new here, usually people kind of come into these lives. Either you watch them later or in the live on Wednesdays or in my retreats. And then people sometimes give like donations. People contribute in different ways because they want to be part of the energy. It's like there is an energy awareness. There's an energy. There's a gift to this space. I bring in this gift as I have kind of opened up this energy pathway, this channel. And hence, everything of life is a gift. But when you have a gift, you have to dare to kind of receive it. But you also have to dare to like want it and dare to put some money into it or time into it. So that is where like we are given the gift of life. When we are born, we're given the birth of ourselves. We're given a family. We're given talents. We're given a job or a country. We're given these basic parts of life. This is kind of like our survival packet, the ego. The ego is like connected to our ancestors and all kinds of things. And we can then, from that survival packet, we can kind of dare to shift gears and dare to realize that life is also available for us to awaken to awaken through, to awaken ourselves, our being, and our connection to life. Thus, life becomes the gift. Life becomes grace. Life becomes that which keeps you alive, as you also keep life alive. So that's kind of the journey in which you can see it in your body, that most of us, we're given a body, but we have not necessarily realized that we also have to choose our body. So that's where the mind, there's a choice. So on the utmost serene level of ourselves, on our being, we are content with our life. There's this silent contentment, enjoying. We are at ease with our body, whether we know it or not. It is unknown, it's unknowable, and yet it's always there. But then we can kind of bridge the gap from the unknown to the known, and we can allow this gift that the body is, this life, we can sprinkle it with life. So that is where the feminine comes in. The masculine is like, we are alive, I am awake. But the feminine is more kind of the beauty of life. It is daring to say, wow, I dare to play with life. I dare to dance life. I dare to. And then when you honor life, life is naturally beautiful. Your body is naturally beautiful. Your surroundings are naturally beautiful. When you realize that sometimes you just have to tweak it, you just have to dare to give it some time, and suddenly you find your hairdo, or you find your clothing, you find your partner, you find a mirror, you find everything, these pieces that just kind of, bring life into, it brings it out. You find the plants that just nourishes the room. You find food that just kind of brings savior and flavor to your palate. That is the gift of life. So this journey of finding life is not that life is gone. It's not something you have to look for. But you have to open for the potential that you haven't discovered all of life yet. So that's the humbling journey. A lot of people these days have kind of mastered an awakening through like Buddhism, through like shamanism, yoga, like a lot of mindfulness, different Zen Buddhism, a lot of different ways, shamanism. And yet they have not necessarily awakened to life. They might have awakened their mind, but life is kind of the feminine, it's the body, it is the nurture, the pleasure, the elixir of life. So this is a connection that has been with us for many thousands of years, but it has been kind of taught kind of in small groups, like hidden away in different ways. So we haven't never really totally integrated it. So humanity has now come to a place where we can bring these teachings out, because we are now able to see all these different spiritual traditions or religions and all stuff, and we start to notice maybe that there's deeper connection possible. There seems to be an enjoyment of life, an ease of life that is like deeper than what most still get very triggered and they take life too seriously. They want to fix it, so they still sprinkle life with desperation. When you sprinkle life with desperation, you're kind of always pushing it down. You're being the God that wants to fix everything. You want it too much. Well, that is the opposite of the ease of life. So we have this potential to awaken to the ease of life. But then we have to, of course, look through the ego of the mind, the ego of the heart, the ego of the body, and realize that we have roots in us from our ancestors, from society, from thousands of years that kind of has made us to this survival instrument. And when we dare to open to it, when we suddenly dare to, something in us suddenly feel a shift, and suddenly we start to awaken to that aliveness, that energy within ourselves. That's when we realize that there's a different journey that is available. And that's what we're talking about here. So I'm talking about it because, in a way, it's not my words that will ring clear and make all clarity in the world. It is the connection that is within me that I have awakened, the place where I dwell, where this connection is within you. When you're a little baby, you rest in this place. So it's so natural. Yet you can sometimes see it in a baby. You see that they're just so, they seem to be different. It's almost like they're not acting like humans. But then they forget about it because they get sucked out into the drama of life, the world drama, the wanting to give, wanting to help, wanting to be perfect, wanting to be a human, wanting to have an identity, wanting to make sure everybody around you relaxes with you, they feel, wanting to have all these friends, wanting money, wanting all this stuff. And hence you get focused on the outside world. But the inside, that graceful place of being is always there. It just, the journey is to feel drawn to this place. If you're here, you're feeling curious about what this is. There is a resemblance, a recognizing remembrance of this place. And hence you have started to connect with something of ease. So that is why we're kind of bringing different words and ways of connecting with it, because everybody who goes here, they kind of at different times, you will see it differently, and you have to kind of dare to come back. You have to dare to open up again and again, to wonder about this. Open yourself up to the potential of it without having to force it, without having to just understand it with your mind. Many people use similar words, but it's not connected to grace. It's not connected to that place where your spiritual being rests. So then it is just awakening at certain levels, but they might not be where you want to go. So that's why we take time to have these retreats and one-on-ones, or my book, or different, that suddenly through the feminine you suddenly will be awakened to the energy, and shifts occurs. But there are many shifts on this journey as we are opening up these different layers, these different gates within our body, and following it all the way back to creation itself. So if you're here, I commend you for your participation, and for your donation, and for your beautification, and for your time well spent here. Yes. And for our second part, If you want to keep receiving here, we take this part into silence where I can tell you maybe you want to close your eyes, you want to sit back in your chair, or relax your hips. Just kind of sink into the seat where you are. And I will actually read a little chapter of my book, Walking the Ease of Life. Consciousness. To see your ego will lead you to consciousness. It is in that depth of being that the ego lives, and in your darkness, your identity is born. The ego is created within consciousness, your consciousness, and as consciousness, you live solemnly, looking, abiding, reflecting. So as consciousness, you are that which is looking, and so you can rest. Though this consciousness is part of consciousness, with a big C, as it can return back into its essence as part of the bigger eternal unity of consciousness. So as you step back, you can come to experience your consciousness and thus experience a taste of the grandness of consciousness. This grandeur takes time, as you will have to move through more of life to get to this completion, as there are more layers to the greatness of your ego. So that is what we are kind of working on, as the ego has many, as a layered, as an onion. We have to peel it off to see those deep roots within. That is not just done overnight. That is a journey of a lifetime. Yeah, I said a lifetime, but understand that the more you are daring to enjoy it, the more joyous, and that means that you are allowing to awaken that energy body. That's what we're bringing. We're allowing this energy to come in through your head, through your neck, through your shoulders, down into your elbows, to your hands, into your belly, into your hips, into your genitals, down into your thighs, down into your legs, down into your ankles, down into your toes, down into the ground. We're awakening both heaven and earth to bring upon this earth man or human being, depending on how you identify. But no matter, it is the same. And from that earth, energy can flow. Different energy depending on how deep it goes, how open your channels are. And it kind of comes into your hips, into your genitals, into your belly, like a rumbling, almost like a being hungry. As you're allowing yourself to eat the energy of life, you're allowing it to nurture you, to lift you. And then it comes up into your chest, out in your arms. It's like a crackling. It's like a cat just awakening, yawning, crackling. And then it keeps going up into your head. Up into your chest, up into your throat, out in your thumbs, up into your ears. It's almost like a ringing can appear, or like colors in front of your face. And then it goes through. It almost actually goes up and down and out into your toes, caressing your foot like a shoe, and out your head. As waking up. Beautiful. You can come back, open your eyes, or maybe you were just feeling the space around you. So, this energy we're moving through is like we're allowing ourselves to digest a little bit at a time. They're to receive, they're to be guided, they're to not needing to know everything. They're to open up for more than you are right now, more than you have. Yeah, perfect. And as always, for your donations or your contribution, or if there's people popping in for the first time and just are feeling, and maybe you're coming from my next retreat that is in Norway in January, be blessed to see you. Some people already signed up, others are getting into gear. We're setting the sails for this, for the beautiful continuation of this journey together. And if not, I will see you next Wednesday or my next talk, or if you comment and I comment back, who knows? There might be questions, and I might put them into one of these talks. So beautiful. I wish you a blessed Wednesday or whatever day you are. See you guys. And yeah,